soul in the early morning. Wake up again, it's a new day. Wake up my soul, it's time to fly. Float on the winds and kiss the sky. The birds and flowers were made for you and me. I must be all I can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LABL Live, right here with your boy Leo. Here we bring you inspiration and we give you insights on how to live a better life. Come on, that's what we're talking about this morning. It's a beautiful morning, blessed Friday morning. As a matter of fact, guess what it is? It is Fresh Fun Friday. All right, guys, I'm really glad to be back with you this morning. I'm feeling a lot better than previous days, ladies and gentlemen. I feel, in good health, and should I knock on wood when I say things like that? I can't remember why people just knock on wood. I don't know. I'll knock on it anyway. But why people just knock on wood, people? I don't know why. But anyway, I'm really glad to be back, and I'm thankful to God that I'm feeling a bit stronger. My voice feel a little bit better, and my head feel a little bit better as well. And I'm just really thankful for life and all that I have today, the health and the strength that I have today, ladies and gentlemen. Your prayers are powerful, guys. Your prayers are really powerful. I'm thankful for you out there praying for me, praying for your boy Leo to be better. Thank you so much for those prayers. All right. Prayer is one of the most powerful things that we have in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So let's make use of it. All right. So thank you so much for being here with me on this beautiful Friday morning, guys. It is not just a beautiful Friday morning. It is an extremely cold Friday morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And my heater, in the house, it's up. It's up. If some people come in my house, they're gonna die because it's up. I gotta keep cold inside here, ladies and gentlemen. You can't tell me that this place can be so cold. You can't tell me there's a place on earth that can be this cold. That's not possible for places like this to be this cold. All right, these are temperatures that we find in our freezer, ladies and gentlemen, in the deep freeze. Anybody have a deep freeze home? Yeah, these are temperatures. You stick your ham in your deep freeze. Oh boy, listen to what I start talking about already. Ham. There's only food on my mind these days. But guys, that's where you put your extra beans and you cut up your potato and you store it away in freezing temperature. Ladies and gentlemen, outside it's freezing temperature. Don't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But I gotta say this. Outside is 4 degrees. Like 4 degrees Celsius. Like somebody just calculate how much is 4 degrees Celsius. No, it's 4 degrees Fahrenheit. 4 degrees Celsius would be like about, no. I just confusing myself. 4 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to about 25 minus 25 degrees Celsius. I think that's about it. So it's like a crazy situation happening outside right now, because 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees is always super cold for me. It's really cold. It takes your skin and it grabs it. The coldness grabs your skin. And 4 degrees, you step outside and you're going to die instantaneously, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So don't go outside for those of you in Arkansas and those of you in the United States, because I believe it's probably all over the United States, experiencing some form of brutal cold weather right now. Yesterday, it actually snowed. So I saw snow for the first time yesterday. Well, you know me. Even if it's cold, I had to go outside and touch the snow and see what it's about. But anyway, the snow is just like the frost in your freezer. So I had to make sense of everything. So, but it was snowing outside. It was beautiful though. Snow is a kind of beautiful thing, guys. It's different to rain. Rain does just fall and wet up everything. The rain does just be falling and everything just get wet. But the snow falls and everything gets white. Suddenly the grass start looking white on the other side. Suddenly people rooftops start having this nice white dust on it, I mean, the place just start looking nice and white. Snow just, snow is just unbelievably beautiful, and I appreciate it. I appreciate snow a lot. It looks really good. But you can't get snow without brutal cold weather because it have to get brutally cold in order for it to snow. All right. So but it was really nice. But thank God for weather. Thank God for everything. You can't stop what happens. But anyway, just stay inside, please. For those of you who are not accustomed to this thing, like me, yeah, I need to stay inside. I need to keep myself inside. Anyway, let me see who is first on the chat. I'm so excited to see who's first on the chat because I'm first on the chat. I think I'm seeing Leon Lewis first on the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your boy, Leon Lewis, coming in first on the chat. He's the number one. And because he came in first on a Friday, he'll be number one all week, ladies and gentlemen. He'll get number one for the week. So give it up for your boy, Leon Lewis, who will be taking it home for the week. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Taking it away from whatever. Boy. But Florence Sturton is coming up next. I'll give it to Florence, man. I'll give it to Florence. Florence said she was trying to get in first, but I just snuck in there. But Florence, big up to my girl Florence and Marceline George, Carolyn Garraway, Shaman Boyce is in the house, of course. We got Cheryl Halaquin. We got Gladys Miller, big up to my girl. We got Jerry Collado. Blessings to my boy Jerry all the way over in the Philippines. Blessings to you and your entire family, Jerry. Lurleen Umili is on the inside. Raquel Ferguson is on the inside as well. Blessings to you, cuz. We got Allison Forte. Good morning to you, Allison. I hope you're doing well, you and the entire family. Good morning to you, Linda Smith. I hope your son is doing well. I always remember your son. Trade Winds Breeze. Good morning to you. Great to see you this morning, Trade Winds. Hope you're having a blessed morning. All right, guys. I hope you guys are doing fair. Hope you guys are doing fine. Julianne, good morning to you, Jennifer. Julianne, Nicolette Samuel, Allison, Alice Solomon, good morning to you as well. Blessings to you, Andrea Frederick, Minetta Campbell. Good morning to you, people out there. Carol, oh boy, you coming to tie me up here this morning. Let me see if I can take this one. Feed it cool. Oh boy, I hope I get this one correct. But good morning to you, Carol. Great to have you on the program here this morning. Anne-Marie Sebastian, good morning to you. Gloria Robert, good morning to you, my dear. Eon Critchlow, my man. Hey, what's happening to Eon, bro? Good morning to you, Eon. Angie Sandesi, Shirley Gopal, good morning to you, people on the outside. Louis Boatswain Edwards, good morning to you as well. I just got to say big up and good morning. As according to Eon, fantastic Friday to everyone. I just got to say big up and good morning to everyone viewing the program this morning. It is always a blessing to wake up, to be able to encourage people, motivate people. And guess what? We got this blessing this morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a blessing just to be alive, but it's also a blessing to have this community with us, this label community that's going to make a huge impact, not just now, but in years and in lifetimes to come, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do it. We set things going. We set the ball rolling, not just for our benefit, ladies and gentlemen, but even in times when we are gone and later on in the years and generations to come, we're going to be making an impact. The things that we are a part of today are going to be making an impact tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind and let's keep what we're doing. Let's keep it pumping, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. All right, guys, God has been really good, and we just can't forget that. Just continue to look in the life into your life, look into yourself, look at your past, look at your history, look at your struggles, and you'll see where God has been good. You'll see where God has been dipping his hands in your life and trying to turn things around slowly. Sometimes things don't change all at once. Things in your life wouldn't just turn upside down and you have a beautiful life from a struggling life. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, but God dips his hands in your life and he allows you to choose. That's one thing he allows you to do every moment and every facet of life. He allows you to choose because he wants you to make the right decisions. But he dips his hands and he dips his power in your life. But you have to choose and make the right decisions and choose to want to do the right things, ladies and gentlemen. Choose to want to change. Choose to want to turn things around. But he dips his life his hands in your life, guys, and helps you with that. Oh gosh, ladies and gentlemen, he wants things to change for you. He wants things to be better for your life, ladies and gentlemen. If you want things to be better in your life, just put some hearts in the chat. Let me know. Let me know what you're feeling this morning. If you want things to be better in your life, if you want to live a better life this morning, just put some hearts in the chats and let me know. Let me know. Let me know your feelings. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel this morning if you want your life to be better. Because I'm telling you this morning, if you want your life to be better, God is there and he's going to dip his hands in your life to stir it a little bit to make things better. You see what I'm saying? When I was in the kitchen, I used to work as an assistant pastry chef. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, an assistant pastry chef. I was learning to become a pastry chef back in 2009. I was learning to become a pastry chef. So I used to work in the Koyaba Hotel in the kitchen. And, you know, there are those chefs that are really good. They don't just have the brains, but they have the skills. You know, it's one thing to have the theoretical knowledge of how to do certain things, but then it's a different story of how to have the experience and the wisdom of how to do things. And there are those chefs that they had the wisdom, they had the experience that even when something is going wrong with a dish, probably some stewed chicken or something is going wrong, they know how to step in and take over and change the taste of it, ladies and gentlemen. You get what I'm saying this morning? They know how to step in sometime and change the taste of it. And put this in and take this out and change this a little bit and add a little bit and let it boil for some time and add some water a little bit. You know, they know how to step in and dip their hands in the pot, ladies and gentlemen, and change the taste of it. And, you know, I think about that and that reminds me of God, you know, because, I mean, when I think about my life, I know when you think about your life, you can think about something similar, you know. When I think about my life, you know, I think about, you know, a pot that is really confused in flavor. You know, when you taste something and it tastes confusing, you don't know what direction it want to go. It's a little bit sour, it have a little bit of sweet, it have a little bit of, you know, you see what I'm saying? But my life is so confused, the taste is so confusing. And then I'm seeing where God is just dipping his hands and changing the flavor of my life, you know, just changing the taste of my life. Because he knows if he can change the taste of my life, then he might be able to change someone else's life. He might be able to, you know, make an impact on someone else close by who, you know, really comes around and tastes the flavor of my life, you know, because that's how it is. When you change the flavor of your life, you impact someone else's flavor. You know, that's how it is. And God knows that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. And so there are those chefs that can touch a pot and change the flavor and make things taste even better. And that's God. So God is not just a shepherd, you know. God is not just our father, but God is this chef that can touch the pot, that can put his hands in your pot and change the flavor of your life, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Be honest this morning. If you know your life is a bitter life this morning, be honest and say, yes, my life is bitter. You don't want to put it in the chat. I'll leave that out. Don't put it in the chat, but say to yourself, yes, my life is a bitter life and I need God's hand to change the flavor of my life. If you want to say it, you can say it. All right. Say, yes, my life, the taste in my life is confused. Just let it all out this morning. Say, my life is a confused taste and I need the hands of God, the ultimate chef, to dip in my life, in my pot, and change the taste of my life this morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you know your life is sour, oh boy, just say, Lord, yes, I need your hands. I need your powerful hands. I need the hands of this chef to touch the pot and change the taste, the flavor of my life this morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you think your life's salty, and you say it real salt, it's a lot of mercy. If you think your life real salt this morning, ladies and gentlemen, just know that God can come and put his hands and touch your pot and stir the pot and add what is necessary to change the taste and the flavor of your life, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing too much that God can't handle. Nothing too much. No, there is no off taste that God can change, ladies and gentlemen. He can change the taste of your life. He can change the flavor of your life this morning. So I need you to just wake up this morning and just realize that we serve a God that can change flavors. We serve a God that can change taste. So keep that in mind, and you're not too far gone. I wonder how many of you living a life right now and you're thinking your pot bun. Oh my goodness. How many of you think the pot bun, ladies and gentlemen? I know it as some people have kind of sour pot, salt pot. Some people, oh boy, it's too sweet. You know, some people it just off. It just off, ladies and gentlemen. But for some people, the pot bun, ladies and for some people, the pot just bun. The pot just bun. But guess what? God fixing that too. God fixing that too. He fixing bun pot too. You might be thinking, but how God could fix a bun pot? Go think about it in the way that you might try to fix a bun pot. Leave it to God. Just let them do he fixing, man. Let him man do he fixing. And look at that. I've seen a lot of hearts coming up in the chat here. So it means that we know that we're imperfect. And not just imperfect. You know, sometimes, and listen, I like to get directed. You know, sometimes we like to say, you know, but nobody's perfect. I'm not talking about the fact that we use the word in this context. Nobody's perfect to make it seem as though, you know, we are all the same. You know, we're all the same. You know, so you don't want to look bad. So you say nobody. No. Come on, we coming out this morning. I want us to say, okay, my life messed up, boy. My life. We ain't checking on anybody else this morning. We looking at me. I looking at me. You looking at you. So you're putting hearts in the chat if you're saying, yeah, boy. My life messed up. My life real salt. My life real sour. My life real bitter. If you know that your life messed up, you put your hearts in the chat. If you don't want to put the hearts in the chat, you don't have to. All right? But I'm not talking about anybody else. We're not comparing ourselves with anybody else. We're talking about ourselves. And if our life messed up, it messed up. All right? And if we need God to stir that pot and change the flavor, then we need him to do it. All right? The only type of people God can help is the people that recognize they need help. All right? So if you're recognizing you need help this morning, ladies and gentlemen, then trust me, you're in the right place and you're in the right spot. God going and come down in LABL and stir the waters here in LABL this morning, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? If you see that water start to stir, ladies and gentlemen, God is in LABL this morning, stirring it up, stir it up. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 real darling, stir it up. Boom, 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 boom. Come on and stir it up. Boom, 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 real darling, stir it up. Boom, boom. Hey, I seen Bernadette Adams saying, I'm living my best life. Well, look at that. Look at that. Bernadette Adams is saying she's living her best life. Well, to God be the glory and God bless you, Bernadette Adams. That's what we're talking about. Live it up. Don't be afraid to live it up. This is one life you have to live and make sure you make the best out of it. Quincy Alcantara is on the inside. Big up to my boy Quincy. Good to see my boy Quince on the inside, man. Marceline George say, tell me about it. That's what we're talking about. You know, we're looking for the stirring this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The stirring. All right. Doreen Reed Nelson say, yes, God changes all things. God can change all things. That's what we're talking about. I need my life to change. Yeah. Don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Just the other day, a few days ago, I did a lesson here and I said, ask for what you want. And I want to reiterate that, ladies and gentlemen. Ask God for what you want. Ask the man for what. We usually say man, but we know what we mean, right? He's not a man, right? But ask God for what you want. Yeah? So you want your life to change, Doreen? Let's rise up and ask him, say, God, change me. I mean, this could be a neat little prayer. Heavenly Father, change me. You would see how powerful that is. Just make sure you believe what you ask for. That is where we would fall out. Don't make us fall out inside here, ladies and gentlemen. When you pray, make sure you believe what you ask for. Don't doubt. Don't doubt. And make sure what you ask for is for the right reason. All right? Trust me. And start acting like you're going to get it. Start expecting it. Please. So ask for what you want and start expecting it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're going to change. All of us, we're going to change, Dorian. We need change. We need the stirring in our spirit. We need the stirring. Neville saying good morning. Very good to see you and Label family. Oh, well, look at that. Neville, stop using your wife account for me, please, and jump on with your own account, please, Neville, and come and sit down inside here. But good morning. Good to hear you, Neville. Good to hear from you. Big up to you. All right, yeah, old label folk. All right. Dorian Reed Nelson is saying we serve a God that can change the taste in our life. That's what we're talking about, Doreen. You're speaking the truth, and I love when you speak the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, this morning, if you know somebody who need to change the flavor in their life, you can send this video, this program to them if you know they need the flavor in their life change, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes, sometimes the shoulders, they just stay like that and start to move when the flavor changing, when the flavor changing, the shoulders just start to move. You see how the pot does boil? It's like the shoulders boiling, but let's get on changing the flavors, changing the taste in your life, ladies and gentlemen. Gail Archibald, good morning to you, and Ursula De Silva. Fresh Fun Friday to all labelers. Good morning to you outside there. This morning we're just having a good time because we want to encourage people we want people to know that you don't have to live the same life you're living right now. See what I'm saying? You don't have to. Let me show you something. One of the things that I recognize, and I've seen it recently, but one of the things that we know happen is, all the geese, the goose, when it starts getting really, really cold, every time it starts getting cold in a particular season, winter season, they start flying down to the warm areas. That's just how they're created. That's just how they're made. They live up in the north, things start getting cold, weather start changing, winter start coming, and they just pick up themselves and they fly as a unit. And sometimes they fly in this particular shape, these particular shapes and all of that. That's just how they operate. That's just in their nature. That's just what they do. You see what I'm saying? You'll never find a goose, going to find a blanket and living up in the north and say, let me check out this thing and see how it's working. Let me see what kind of opportunities in this winter season. You won't find a goose saying that, ladies and gentlemen. They just pick up automatically and they just fly down to the south where it's warmer. That's just how it goes. That's just what they do. You see what I'm saying? No, even when you look at the trees, in the summer, in the spring and in the summer, the leaves come out and green, it's really nice. But then when the fall starts coming in and it starts getting colder, then all the chlorophyll that was once in the leaves, it starts draining out. All right. And the tree starts utilizing all those resources to stay alive. So the chlorophyll that was once in the leaves, the tree starts draining that, like the base of the tree starts draining out all the chlorophyll from the leaves to be able to stay warm, to be able to stay healthy, to be able to stay alive. So that is why the leaves change from green to orange or green to red, because it's chlorophyll that makes the leaves green. All right. So when the tree starts pulling the chlorophyll from the leaves starts changing color. And that's just how it is every single year. Like the tree don't say, okay, let me leave the chlorophyll out there and see if I'm going to survive. Let me see how things going to work out in this winter season. No. So there's for certain animals and certain trees, certain time of the year, they just function a particular way. That's how they were made. They were made to function in this particular way at a particular time. That's how they are, and the difference is we are not animals, we are not goose, and we are not trees. The difference is we are human beings and we can make different decisions. One year in our lives, we can do something in a particular way, and the next year we can decide, let me change and try to do things in a whole different way. We have the ability to change. We have the privilege of choice. We have the ability to do things different if it doesn't work the way it did last time. So we don't have to stick with the same life that we're living. We don't have to stick in the same conditions that we are. We don't have to stick doing the same things that we've been doing all these years. And the crazy thing is, it's not working, but we keep doing it, hoping that some miracle happens. The only miracle that would happen is you picking yourself up and doing things different. You picking yourself up and making a different choice, making a different step, taking a different angle. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the beauty about it. So how many of you would like to know that you're just a tree? No, no, no. I just want you to know. How many of you would like to know that you're a tree and every year you function the same way? How many of you out there, put your hands up if you would like to be a goose and every year you just fly south the same way? Same way, same thing, same year, same time, same year. How many of you would like to do that? Or how many of you, put it in the chat, if you're just happy to be a human being, if you're happy to have choice, where you don't have to do the same thing over and over, where you don't have to make the same decisions over and over, where you can change the way your life goes. You can change the direction your life goes. Let me know if you rather be a human being. Put the hearts in the chat if you rather be a human being where you have choice and you can make changes to your life. Let me know. Let me know. Because some people act as if they're just trees. Yes, some people act as if they're just trees and goose. Yeah, some people act as if they're just goose outside here. They're just a bunch of trees just standing up, or just doing the same thing over and over and over, and they feel as if they have no choice. They feel as if they're helpless. Come on, people. We can change the course of our lives. Even if you're 70 years old, even if you're 50 years old, you can change the course of your life. Why? Because you have power to do it. You have power to do it. So you don't have to sit there doing the same thing every day. You can get up and do something different. But you know what's the problem? I'll tell you what's the problem just now. Let me just read some comments in here and hail out some people a little bit. I'll tell you the problem just now. If you know the problem, put it in the chat and I'll tell you if it's correct. All right? Well, you might be correct. I don't have to have the only solution, the only problem. All right? Let me see what people saying inside here now. Well, good morning to Auntie Carol coming in on the inside and Candice Alexander. Good morning to you guys. Good morning to you guys. All right. So I'm not seeing much comments here about this right now, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's the big problem. The big problem with us human beings is we're just afraid of change. We're just afraid of change. Change in our minds, the way we think about change, it is frightening. Because when change happens, remember, something is going to take place that you're not accustomed to. And nobody feels absolutely comfortable with something they're not accustomed to. Who feels absolutely? Be honest. Let me know if you feel absolutely comfortable with something you're not accustomed to. No one feels absolutely comfortable with the thought of something going to be different than they're used to. Nobody feels absolutely comfortable. So sometimes it's a bit frightening. You know why? Because we always sit back and when we think about change, we think about change most times in a worst case scenario. So what if, I don't take this road and I decide to try this new road? And what if I end up somewhere else? Or what if, I take the whole day to reach home and I doesn't get home in time? Or what if I fall into some danger? Or what if I get robbed? Or what, we start thinking like that. We think about a different direction. We start thinking about change. And then our what ifs start being filled with negativity, negative stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we think. Don't tell me I'm lying. Maybe not all of us, but that's how we think generally, ladies and gentlemen. When we think about change, we think about the negative impacts. Ladies and gentlemen, and it leads us to being the same. It leads us to not making any decision, not making any changes, and remain the same. So what if I wake up in the morning and What if I just stop passing my neighbor straight and I start going to my neighbor and saying, good morning, how are you? Hope you have a blessed day. What if I do that? One of the first things that may come to our minds, especially if our neighbor is grumpy and our neighbors don't like us, one of the first things that may come to our mind is, well, what if I try to be nice to my neighbor and they embarrass me? Well, why do you have to think that they would embarrass you? Why don't you think, what if they answer you nicely as well? You never thought about that? You never thought that that would be a possibility? Oh no, but you only want to think about, what if I try to be nice to my neighbor and they embarrass me in front of everybody else in the neighborhood? Why do you have to think that way? What if they are actually nice to you and you guys become good friends? I mean, that's just a thought I want to throw out there. So that's just an example of how we think negative with probably almost every situation when we think about change. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Ian said procrastination. That's actually one too. And that's why I said, you know what, I may not have the only one. So procrastination is actually a good one too, Ian. Because it are people out there, Ian. For 30 years, they're trying to do something. Ian, every year for 30 years, they say they're going to do something. Ian, tell me if I'm lying out here. Tell me if I'm lying. For 30 years, they want to do this. They want to make this change. But they keep saying, all right, I'll do it this year. Or I'll do it from August, from the start of the school term. Or I'll do it from December. Let's try from the end of the year. Or I'll do it from January. Let's start from January. For 30 years, there are people who want to start doing things, but they just can't start. Why? Because of procrastination. Procrastination is a stealer of time. I've been hearing that from a child. Procrastination is a stealer of time, and it's going to kill you. Procrastination never have a good ending. All right, it never ends well. Just pick up yourself and everybody start talking about this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, and you just jump up and do what you have to do like a crazy person. You could try that too. You could try that too. That kind of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. You just jump up and you just what to do. And just do it. But yeah, just say, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and just do it. Doreen Reed Nelson say, I would like to be a human. All right. I would like to change my mindset. And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Doreen, you're already on the right path. From the time you make up your mind that you want to be a human being, from the time you make up your mind that you want to be a human being, you're on the right path. Because I wouldn't like for a human being to say, I would want to be a proud tree. That would be a different story. Now we got to start getting somebody to give you some checkup, But from the time you say you want to be a human being, you're on the right path, Doreen Reed Nelson. From the time you say you want to change your mindset, oh, you're on the right path, Doreen. Come on, you're on the right path. Don't change course right now, Doreen. You're on the right path. That's what we're talking about. All right. Good morning to you in Darday, Paris. Quincy Alcantara is saying, Leo, why are you preaching to me this morning? Oh boy, were you listening to my prayers last night? You see, that's something that I'm always amazed of, Quincy. That's something I'm always amazed of, the way those things happen, because, as I was speaking with your mom last night, she left the phone on and I just heard you praying. You were praying out a little bit loud, and I was hearing you praying last night, Quincy, and I was thinking, wow, I should give Quincy what he's asking for. All right, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Quincy, it's just amazing how those things work. The Lord allowed the right words to fall to the right people at the right time. So big up to you, Quincy. If this is blessing you right now, big up to you. That's what we do. We throw these things out there, sprinkle those seeds of blessing and motivation and inspiration and encouragement out there. And when it falls on the right heart, it will grow. So blessings to you, Quincy. Wow. Look at that. Lillian is saying, hey, Leo, Karan Mohabir is my daughter coming on for the first time. Did I see this name? Karen Mohabir. I can't remember seeing that name, but welcome, Karen. Welcome, welcome. Of course, help us welcome Karen Mohabir. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct as well. Karen Mohabir. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. So big up to you, Karen. Welcome to Label. This is the place where we just have fun and we motivate each other. We stir each other up to live a better life. When we come in here, you leave a better man. Well, we try to have everyone leaving a better man. Yeah, but when you come here, we want you to leave as a better man. All right. So good morning to you, Karen, and welcome, welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, bonjour, blessings to all. Pontiana jumping here, speaking a set of French. All right, bonjour to you, Pontiana. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. You're my girl. You know how we do this thing. Good to be on. Good to have you back on the program once again, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ian saying the definition of fear. All right, Ian, give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. The definition of fear. Talk to me a little bit more about fear, Ian. As a matter of fact, guys, you know, this morning I think I have the WhatsApp open for you to call in. If you just want to call in, you call in and chat with me this morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, I'll be able to hear everything. I'm supposed to be able to hear everything. All right. So you can call in. The number is 474 something. What's the number again? 474. I can't remember my phone number, 0892. I think so. Yeah. Well, it's on the screen. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. So even if I tell you the wrong number, the number is on the screen. Don't listen to me this year. Listen to me, but the number, just take the number on the screen, people. All right, look at right here. 0892 474 0892, ladies and gentlemen. Call the number on the screen and we accept your call, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. So call and let's chat about what keeps us back. What keeps us back from changing the course of our lives, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So Ian made mention of fear. I want Ian to talk to me a little bit more about fear. You also mentioned procrastination, ladies and gentlemen. Boy. And oh, there we go. Karen. Let me see if I can pronounce that. Dakres Mohabir. Karen Dakres Mohabir. All right, I think I'm giving you a really strong French accent here. You know, you can't get better than that, Karen. All right, Karen Dakres Mohabir. Good morning to you, my dear. All right, blessings to you. That's what we're talking about. All right. So we're going on, ladies and gentlemen. Vanterin Richardson, Telma Viola. Good morning to you. All right. While I'm new here, I know everything that happened here. You see, Lurleen mouth can't close. Lurleen, your mouth too big. All right, Lurleen probably telling the whole world about Label and what happening on Label. But that's funny. Karen says she's new here, but she know everything that happening here. All right, good morning to you, Gemma Williams as well. All right, Gail Archibald is saying fear of the unknown and failing at trying something new. You know what, Gail? You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You know, the fear of failing. My goodness. I mean, you couldn't be righter. You couldn't be righter than this. All right? You couldn't be righter than this, Gail. All right? This have to be something that is absolutely true, Gail. You know, because when people think about failure, you see, we live in a culture where we make fun of failures. We talk about failures in a negative manner. You know, we laugh at failures. That's the culture that we live in. And the reason why we live in such a culture is because a lot of people, more than half of the world probably, don't understand who Mr. Failure is. People don't understand what failure is. Failure is just making a bad move, making a bad decision. And you only make the better decisions after making the bad decisions. I think I should shut up because I don't know if I'm talking to people this morning. I think I should just sit down and shut up. You only make better decisions sometimes in life after you've made bad decisions. After you failed, you only succeed sometimes. So there's no success in a lot of areas in life if you don't fail. So how important is failures? How important are our failures? So some people don't understand what failure is and the big part failure have to play in life and in life's development and life's improvement and accomplishment. Failure has a big part to play in accomplishments and success, ladies and gentlemen, and we don't understand it like that. So that is why we are afraid of it. We are afraid of the thing that's supposed to help us. Watch now. I say, let me shut up inside here, you know, because I don't know if I'm talking to people. We are afraid of the very same thing that is supposed to help us. That's why we're not getting anywhere. That's why we won't get anywhere. That's why we won't change. So Gail, you preaching a big sermon here, Gail. You preaching a big sermon here, trying something new. Trying something new. Trying something new would always be awkward, uncomfortable. Anybody, if you're right-handed, you ever try brushing your teeth with your left hand? Yeah. I tried brushing my teeth with my left hand, and I damaging all over my mouth. Because like my left hand not even sure how to handle this thing because it's not accustomed brushing my teeth. So it's like, you know, you can't do the normal strokes. It's like the left hand, you know, going all over, and you know, you have those little nice little thing, you're whitening up the teeth in front here, you're doing it nice and neat, you know. And if you're right-handed, you're doing it neat. If you're left-handed, you're doing it neat. But when you use the opposite hand, it's like you're bouncing up all your gum, your toothbrush going all on your nose, you know, all over the place, because you don't have the delicacy, the smoothness of the other hand. So when you try to do things new, it will be awkward and uncomfortable. But guess what? If you use the opposite hand for some time, you're going to get used to it. Everything new starts off awkward. Everything new starts off uncomfortable because it's new. I mean, come on. Why do you think people say they had to break out their shoe? Because when you get a new shoe, sometimes it squeezes, sometimes it, you know, it new, it keeps a particular shape, and you have to put your foot in it so it can get the shape of your foot. It will be uncomfortable at first. Everything new is uncomfortable at first. You know what I'm saying, guys? But you got to do it for some time and get used to it. That's a wink I give you here. Get used to it, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So, Gail, I come out with a nice big point here, Gail. All right? Somehow, the fear and procrastination goes hand in hand. Yeah, of course. Of course. Cheryl Harlequin, you're correct. You're correct. Because you're afraid, you continue to put it off. So the time comes when you want to do it, and then you say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Because you're just a little bit too afraid now, and you're hoping that something could change tomorrow so that you can do it, but you're just afraid, so you keep putting it off. And I can tell you that from experience. I procrastinated a lot because I was just afraid. I was just afraid to approach. You know what I'm saying? So that's good stuff, guys. That's good stuff. All right. Ian says, fear, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. You see this? This Eon have some nice stuff he does pull out here. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to touch that statement. I'm leaving that right there. I'm leaving that right there. If you want to hear it again, go in the chat and read it, or go and replay the program and listen to it. I ain't saying nothing on that again. Beautiful, beautiful, and well done, Eon. Well done, Eon. All right. So Miss Mohabir is saying, you are a blessing to my mom. Oh, I thought she was commenting on the issue at hand. All right. You are a blessing to my mom and entire family. Thanks for all your prayers and encouragement. You are a really God sent. Oh man, I'm just one of the God sent. You know, I just decided, you know, I'm going to allow God to use me in whatever capacity. And I fell into the arms of your mom, you know. So thank God for your mom as well. She has been a blessing to me. So it goes both ways. So, but I really appreciate your encouragement. Thank you so much, Karen. Leo, I don't keep good stuff to myself. I always share it. I know that, Lillian. You're a preacher woman. All right. Let me not say that too loud before somebody try to come to say I'm committing treason. All right. All right. So Dorian Reed Nelson is saying, yes, Lily and sisterly love. That's what we are here for. All right. Quincy is saying, when God tells us to move, he makes us uncomfortable in our comfort zone. Preach on, Brother Quincy. Preach it on, Brother Quincy. That's what we're talking about. You know, we like to dust off we buttocks, dust off we seat, and sit down and say, yes, a good right here. You're never good. Never good right there. Man, get up and move. We always good right there. I mean, some people, I don't know, but that's just how we are as human beings. We kind of create our mind in such a way that we work for some time and then we just sit down and we rest. Yeah. All right. Well, I good day. I done day. That's how we work sometimes. That's how we work. But I want you to know, guys, you could do that with your job. You could work, you could retire and sit down home if you want. But when it comes to God, and when it comes to God's work, and when it comes to serving people out there, you wouldn't like to know that you have done so much for the Lord and you come and you're dusting off your buttocks and say, okay, that is me day, a good day. You wouldn't like to know that you're sitting down and saying a good day and it have people outside for you to touch. It have people outside for you to change. It have people outside for you to support and for you to help. How would you like to know that it have people out there struggling? People who need you, and you're sitting dusting off your buttocks and saying, yeah, I good day. I mean, that's just selfish. You might say, well, Leon, I've been working for 30 years. I've been helping people and serving for 30 years. Shut up. Take that. Shut up. You've been working for 30 years? Do you know that 30 years is actually nothing when it comes to the reward that God has to give you for what you're doing? He wants you to work all your life because you're going to live for the rest of your life. He's going to reward you for the rest of your life. God gave you what you have so that you can work as long as you live. And if we see it as something that you enjoy, if you enjoy serving and helping people, then you won't see it as work because you enjoy doing it. If you enjoy going out there and feeding the homeless, you won't see it as work. When we start calling things work, then we start looking for rest. You see what I'm saying? But if you still want to call it work, then God say, there's a rest laid up for you at the end, bro. There's a rest laid up for you at the end. So just work all your life, and I got your rest laid up for you. You're going to be resting all your life. You see what I'm saying? You're going to resting for eternity, ladies and gentlemen. So we just got to get up and work. We just got to get up and serve. Let your life be built around service for God. Sometimes we build the life that we want. I want to be wealthy. I want to be, the one driving the Mercedes Benz. I want to have a big house. And we build a life around just selfishness. But you can still have a big house if you build your life around serving God. You can still own a Mercedes Benz if you build your life around serving God. You can still own all these things if you build your life around serving God. So you don't have to build your life in a selfish way to have these things in life. God can still give it to you if you build your life around serving God. All you have to do is have a heart of service. You just want to service people. You just have to have a heart of helping people. You just have to have a heart of wanting to motivate and stir up people and doing good in this life. You just have to have a heart of doing good. And you can still have these things. You know why? Because he say, ask. If you need transport, let me show you something, right? Let me show you how we just get what we want. Sometimes we think as Christians we have to ask for poor people's stuff. Sometimes we think as Christians we have to have the worst of everything. You don't have to have the worst of everything. So you need transport to help get your family around, or you need transport to help distribute goods, because that's what you do. You help distribute stuff to help people that are in need. That's what you do. And you know what you pray? Say, Lord, just bless me with a little old car so I can help move around now. You're going off? Are you crazy this morning? You're actually asking God for a little piece of old car? And then when we get the old car, we start complaining, oh gosh, this car taking all my money, this car breaking down all the time. You ask God for the old car. You know why? Because you think as a child of God, you're not supposed to ask for a nice car. I mean, just go to God and ask him for a nice car. Just ask. If you want to do the work of God and you need a transport, I mean, ask for a nice transport and done. Say, Lord, bless me with a nice Sportage, please. I could do with a nice car. I mean, I want to distribute, all these things, but I could do it, driving a nice car too. Ask the Lord for something nice. Ask him for a bus if you want a bus. Ask him for the Benz if you want to distribute food in a Benz. Ask him for it. Just ask. I mean, what I will tell you again, just ask. But we think that we always had to ask for, Lord, just bless me with a little old car so I could get to move around doing things. So we think that, we're going to be seen as a better Christian if we serving God and we serving God with a little piece of old car. People seeing us, driving this little old car, serving God. We think that we're going to be respected more as a Christian. Mr. Man, ask for what you want and ask for good things, please. Stop asking for them old things that are breaking down all over the place. Ask for good stuff, please. Because God is in the business of giving his children good. You remember what Matthew chapter 7 said? Matthew chapter 7 says, if you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will the Heavenly Father give good gifts to those that ask of him? Good gifts. And then you know what James come and say? Every good and every perfect gift cometh from the Father above. God likes to give people good things. Just keep that in mind. God likes to give people good things. So ask for good things. When you're asking for stuff, ask for good things and done, man. Just the same way when you walk into a store. The same concept of, if you're buying something, buy a good thing and done instead of buying cheap thing and then it will mash up and you have to buy a next one and then it will mash up again. And then you buy something and it spoil and you buy another one. Just buy something good and done. Instead of buying one for $30, spend $100 and buy something good that will last you. That's the idea that we have. Use the same concept when you go to God in prayer. When you ask God for something, ask him for something good and done. Instead of asking him for all those little shabby pieces of thing that always breaking up all the time, and then you're coming around and complaining. I mean, watch, don't let me start you this morning with all there. Right? So Lorna Mack saying, God did not give us the spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of love and a sound mind. That's what we're talking about, Lorna. Big contribution here. That's what we're talking about. All right. Gail Archibald saying, what if the person who was to bring you to Christ decided that they had enough and stopped just before they reach you? Imagine that. Imagine that. Just before they get to you, they decide to give up. But I don't like to stop there. If you have a sincere heart, God would find somebody else and send them your way. All right, talk done. Sorry for jumping everything right there. Talk done. All right, but Pristine Payne, Bernice Payne is saying eternity is forever, forever. So yeah, eternity is forever. So work now up to 70, and if by reason and strength, 80. All right. Some might be more than 80, 80 plus. You know what Bernice is saying? Work now, work all your life. Because the 80 years that you're going to live, the 90 years that you're going to live, is nothing compared to the eternity. We'll look again crazy here, starting to trip off here, everything falling. But let me start over. The 90 and 80 years that you're going to live is nothing compared to the eternity that God is going to reward you with. It's nothing compared to that. You see what I'm saying? Eternity is timeless. And that cannot be compared with anything with time. Even if the Lord allowed you to live 969 years, eternity is still incomparable. I mean, it just makes sense to work now. Utilize our time now. Use what we have now to work. All right. All right. Let me just try to read a few comments as we close off. Vanturin Richardson is saying, yes, that is true. I did ask, and he gave me my daughter. What I ask for, I believe in. Asking for new things. That's what we're talking about. You asked for a daughter, and you got a daughter. All right. So big up to your husband. All right. So that's what we're talking about right here. All right. So Karen is saying nothing is wrong with good things. Once you don't wish, Karen, you're new here, but you're starting to get on real bad, girl. Karen said nothing is wrong with good things once we don't worship good things and make it a priority before God. And I think that's where the problem comes in. We asking for things that we starting to worship after. So we worship God. We ask God for something. He give us something, and we start to worship this thing after, and we forget God. Ooh, Karen, you bring out something really big here, girl. Big up to Karen. That's a good one. All right, you guys, all of you guys have been bringing out some real nice stuff here, but Bernie's been dropping some heavy one. Gail drop a heavy one just now there too. Karen, you can attest to asking for your dream car and getting it, right? Blessings. Wow. Imagine. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You ask for what you want, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So this morning, it was just, I just needed to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about all these things. We can change the course of direction of our lives, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid to change the course of your life. Don't be afraid to allow God to dip his hands and change the taste, the flavor in your life, ladies and gentlemen, because you leave it up to me, I'm no good. My flavor is no good. As I said earlier, my flavor is a confusing flavor. I have a confused taste, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm still handsome. But what I'm saying is, I have a confused taste, and I need God to dip his hand in my life and change the flavor in my life. But even when God dips his hand in my life, even when God makes his input in my life, you know what? I have the choice. I'm making the choice. I am making a choice to change the course of direction. I am making a choice to say, you know what? The things I used to do, I will do them no more. I am making the choice to say, I don't want to live according to the course of this world. I want to live according to the word of Jesus Christ. I am making the choice to change, ladies and gentlemen. You can make the choice to change. Guess what? You might be caught in a particular pattern or a habit, and you might think it is hard to change. You might think that is who you are. Nothing is who you are. Nothing is who you are. You're nothing, and nothing is you. You can change. You can always change who you want to be. And if you've been doing something for years and you think that is who you are and you can't change, you're dead wrong. You are dead wrong this morning. You can pick yourself up from such a pattern. You can pick yourself up from such a way of life and decide that you're going to change. That's the first thing you need to do. Decide that you want to change course and just make a move. Make a small step. Let me show you something. If you're heading a course and you make one slight change, you may feel as if you're in the same place. But after a particular time, you're going to find yourself in a total different position. All you have to do is just make one slight step away from what you used to. And you're going to feel as if you're in the same place for some time. Keep that in mind. You're going to be in the same place for some time because you're just making one slight detour. And you're going to be in the same place for some time. But after a month, after a year, continuing in that off direction, you're going to see how far off you are from where you used to be. All you need to do is just make one slight shift. You don't have to pick up yourself and say, okay, I need to make a big change. That is where the problem comes in. Because we're thinking we have to make a big change. And how am I going to start making this big change? How am I going to start doing this thing? You don't have to make a big change. You just have to make a little one. And give it time. Over time, you're going to see the little move becomes a big change. I don't know if I'm talking to anybody this morning. I think I'm just going to shut up and just go back to bed. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All right. To all my American labelers, stay warm. It's going to be bitterly cold for this weekend. Yep. Right now, I don't know. Right now it is what? 4, 5, 6. It is 6 degrees outside. 6 degrees! That's crazy. 6 degrees outside? I mean, that's crazy. I'm not going outside today, you know? So, have a good day outside. Any of you going outside, be safe. Cloak yourself well. And all the best. All right? I'm not going outside today. All right, but, guys, it's been a pleasure being with you here this Friday morning. You know, I just need you guys to know that you don't have to live the same life that you've been living. We're at the end of a year. For those of you who like starting new things from the new year, don't let it be an issue. Because if you try to start at the new year and it doesn't work, you can still start in March. You can still start in April. It doesn't have to be the beginning of a new year. You know why? Because you don't have to get things in order. All you have to do is get your life right. Get things right. It doesn't have to be in absolute order, starting at the beginning of the calendar year. No. You just have to start. You just have to start. All right, guys? But for those of you who like doing things in this particular order, don't make it an issue. But we're at the time where you can do that. All right? So the new year is coming up pretty soon. Please, guys, you don't have to live the same life you lived this year. You can live a better life next year. As long as the Lord bless you with life, you can live a better life, guys. Ask for what you want. Make the decision to change the course of your life. Don't be afraid. Don't procrastinate. Failures are only stepping stones to your success and your achievements. Keep that in mind and keep a smile on your face and have a beautiful Friday today, ladies and gentlemen. Say, all right, have a wonderful Friday, ladies and gentlemen. You stay blessed in the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, keep a smile on your face. Thank you so much for joining us on Fresh Fun Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to see you next time, Monday, Lord willing, right here on LABL. That's what we're talking about. Yep. Even if Monday's Boxing Day, you know how we do it. We have LABL even on holidays. I don't care. We don't care. We still come out and we do what we got to do. We still need motivation on holidays, isn't it? Thank you very much. People still need to be motivated and stood up on holidays. So thank you very much. All right. So have a wonderful day. Blessings to you. Take care. I love you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you so much for your inspiration and your encouragement, guys. Big up to you. Thank God for keeping this program going and for keeping you going. Also for keeping me going. Thank God for keeping Sydney going as well. And Adrian doing their thing right here on LABL as well, guys. And we want to thank you so much. We want to thank God for M&A Home Store. Blessings upon them. Make sure you visit them for the Christmas season, ladies and gentlemen. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram and see what they got for the season. All right, guys. So blessings to you. Have a wonderful day. I love you so much, guys. Bye-bye.